the calendar of the Sydney Turf Club. Starter mounting his rostrum, about to release the field. Manuan ridden by Ron Quinton. Tony Marnie would have ridden the horse, but he's under suspension. Tony missed the previous winner, Hot Alley, per medium of that suspension. And if Manuan happens to win, A. Marnie, listening at home, would certainly be spitting chips. Ready to break. An attendant going in with one of them. The New Zealander, another phenomenon, looks a little light on. Racing now. Honest Promise jumped all right, but balked and went straight back to the tail of the field, and Like a Planet bounced out in front of Charming Cavalier, followed by Our Fable, who began well. Another phenomenon up running fourth on settling down, and then Manuan, followed by Artist Man and Anchor In, and Honest Promise last, but only 6 lengths off the lead. The rider of Like a Planet wrestling with his mount in front. He obviously doesn't want to lead at the 1,000 mark. Like a Planet under a throttle hold, led by a half length to Our Fable. Another phenomenon being allowed to stride up 3 deep, followed by Charming Cavalier. The pace is very muddling, and then Manuan from Artist Man. Honest Promise getting up on the rails and dropping out last. Anchor In, only 6 lengths from first to last as they race down the side. Another phenomenon shares the lead with Like a Planet. They're a length and a half in front of Our Fable. Charming Cavalier in 4th spot. Manuan taken away from the rail, and then Artist Man, followed by Honest Promise and Anchor In. Around the turn, the race develops into a sprint home. Like a Planet with the inside running, just led. Another phenomenon. In 3rd place, Charming Cavalier. Honest Promise getting up on the rail. Our Fable dropped out of it very quickly, and then Manuan, who lost a little ground when they sprinted, but Like a Planet is clear. Like a Planet in front at the 200 from another phenomenon who's running a big race and having another crack at the leader. Charming Cavalier trying to reach them. Another phenomenon headed Like a Planet. Charming Cavalier can't get to the end setter, and another phenomenon in front close to home, and he's cracked it first up in Australia. Another phenomenon beat Charming Cavalier, getting up to run 3rd, Anchor In. Then Like a Planet, Our Fable, Manuan, Honest Promise, and last is Artist Man in a very slowly run race in the early and middle stages. And horses up near the lead were the ones that finished in the placings, because those back in the field were giving them too much start when they finally sprinted. Well, there's a great first upwind to the New Zealander, another phenomenon. A strange horse and a strange jockey to Rose Hill, and a very lightly framed horse. I couldn't help but notice going into the barrier that he looked really light on. I don't know whether he looks like that all the time, or whether that he got a little tucked up as a result of his trip to Australia, but there's nothing of him. He's a very light little horse. He's rather tall and leggy, but his frame is not much to speak of at all. Another phenomenon can certainly gallop. He'll pay $7 and $1.55, and the last 2 winners, Hot Alley and Another Phenomenon, have started at odds of 13 to 1 on the win tote, so they'll be good results for bookies. Another Phenomenon, ridden by B. York, had a good record in New Zealand, where he'd won 6 races from 19 starts. He's by Deasy's, out of a mare called Scheherazade, and on the TAB to pay $7 and $1.55. He's obviously a very talented sprinter. Number 6 second, Charming Cavalier, ridden by Peter Cook, on the place tote $1.35, and Anchor In got up to run 3rd. Number 7 on the place tote, he'll return $1.35. The numbers are 4, 6, 7, Another Phenomenon, Charming Cavalier and Anchor In, and that's the way they finished in the Theo Marks Quality Handicap. Like a Planet led to the turn. Marshall fought with him though. He may have been better advised to let him stride along, because he did have a pull in the weights. Still, it's easy to sit in the grandstand and be a jockey. Very easy. Yes, New Zealand. 1 3/4 lengths is the winning margin, both ways in fact. A length and 3/4 by a length and 3/4, and the time is 1:25. Gee, what a light little horse. He races in a breastplate, which is a sure sign that a horse is not very robust, and that's there to stop the saddle shifting back when they're slab-sided. And he's really slab-sided, this little horse. There's nothing of him. What a light little horse. Look at him. It's like a flying...